Lloyd, and I'm the director of 20th Century Boy. The thing that first attracted me to this project, I think, mainly was the story. It's an incredible story about a young man with the most outrageous amount of drive and determination, and he became the biggest thing in music because of this drive and determination. And even when he hit rock bottom, it was that drive that got him back on top. And as we all know, it's a tragic end to a really fascinating story full of relationships and a very fascinating time in music history and rock and roll. And we're also telling the story of the child that Mark left behind. So this is not only the story of Mark Bolan, it's also the quest of his son Roland, looking back and trying to find out who the man his father actually was. A close second to that is most certainly the music. It's the most incredible music, and I think it's almost underestimated in that I think you can look at a lot of young bands, particularly in the 90s up to now, who really took their inspiration from Mark Bolan and T-Rex. Again, it's a very fascinating period, and a period of innocence coming out of the 60s and into the 70s. Everything was being done for the first time, and I think the music industry had learnt what to do with pop music, but it was the 70s that really turned it into the kind of brand industry that we have today. Just without the cynicism and the recycling that we have, it was all fresh and new, and that's really fascinating for me as well. The other thing, absolutely, is the imagery and the fashion. And I think if Madonna is considered the mother of reinvention, then Mark Bolan was certainly the daddy. He was an absolute chameleon from the age of 9 all the way through to the end, you know, when he was considered the godfather of punk. And we span that whole period within the show. So we're going to get to play with a lot of different looks and different eras and elements of fashion, which is going to be fantastic. This is not just a jukebox musical, this is the story of the man with the soundtrack of his life put together with the play. So it's very much a play with music, and it's rock music, but it's not a Mamma Mia or a We Will Rock You. It has a heart and a story that belongs to the man that wrote the music, and I think that's really kind of key in what makes this different to a lot of other musicals that are out at the moment. I think the wonderful thing about 20th Century Boy is it's not just going to appeal to Mark Bolan and T-Rex fans. This is very much a passionate story. There are romances, there's a love triangle in there. There's very interesting points of history and music as well, and I think that the music has spanned from the 70s all the way to today, so I think people will be surprised at how much music they actually know in this, but you most certainly do not have to be a fan to come along and enjoy this show. 20th Century Boy, the New Wolsey Theatre, Ipswich, from the 8th of September to the 1st of October. Come and see it.